Hey guys, welcome back. Tia here from Nail It Hawaii, and today's soap is going to be made using the rose gold fragrance oil from Brambleberry. When I ordered this fragrance oil, I was super nervous that it was going to be like a very strong floral because the name is rose gold, but I decided to chance it anyway. I'm not big on florals, but I know there are people out there who do like them, so even if it was a floral, I didn't want to completely discount it and never use it because there are people that like them. I mean, you might be able to detect like some floral if you have like a really good trained nose. I don't get me wrong, there is a little bit of a floral note there, but to me it smells more like a perfume. Like, I would completely believe that Juicy Couture would have a perfume that smelled like this. It just has that kind of like luxe, fruity with a hint of floral scent. Random Tia fact, I am big on perfumes. I have maybe like 60 and quite a bit of them are Juicy Couture, and that's why I kind of, when I smelled this one, it immediately reminded me of it because I could see them releasing a perfume like this. As soon as I saw the fragrance oil in the Brambleberry shop, I already had an idea of the design that I wanted to do for this. So unlike the Neapolitan soap that I did completely just, I winged it that, this one I kind of knew what I was trying to achieve when I jumped into it. I did kind of improvise the top though. The top I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and so I spur of the moment made the decision, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Hello everyone and welcome back. So today's soap is going to be made using the rose gold fragrance oil from Brambleberry. I have all of my melted oils and butters in here. I'm going to mix in my kaolin clay and colloidal oatmeal. Then I'm going to mix in my coconut milk and then my lye water, and then we can get started. I know my gloves are somewhat of a hot mess right now, and that's just because I had a little mica problem when I was mixing up my colorants. And by mica problem, I mean that I'm clumsy and I got some mica everywhere. Okay, so my batter has been separated off into 4 different containers. For this soap, we're going to do some layering. So I'm going to go ahead and move 3 of these off to the side. The first colorant that I'm going to be using today is Hollywood Pink. This is from Nurture Soap. This mica is a super pretty, like kind of like deep purple pink and with like some bluish undertones. It's really nice. For this layer, I do want that richer color, so I'm adding in quite a bit just to get the deep color that I'm looking for. Here is the fragrance oil that I'm using. It is the rose gold. I know the tag kind of disappeared a little bit, but it's there, I promise. I was really excited to get this fragrance oil, but I was kind of nervous because, like I've told you guys before, I'm not big on florals. But when I smelled this one, I was pleasantly surprised. It doesn't really smell florally to me. It kind of smells more like a really nice perfume. It kind of reminds me of like a Juicy Couture perfume. Oh yeah, it's good. Like, I would wear this as perfume. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit to this one, and then I'm going to stick blend it real quick, and then we'll move on to pouring. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in now. I'm going to scrape out everything because I don't want any of this for the top. Alrighty, so that's in the mold. It has been banged down, and now what I'm going to do is a gold mica line. Now, I know a lot of soapers, actually all the soapers that I've seen, when they're doing a mica line, they take like a tea strainer, put a little mica in it, and then bang it so that you get like a layer down. I personally am not super fond of that, mostly because I don't really know, like, I feel like to get everything coated, I might put like certain parts too thick, and then when you're doing mica lines, if you do too thick of a mica line, when you go to cut your soap, it's going to break apart. That's not what you want. So what I did was I got one of these sprayers from Nurture Soap, and I'm going to go ahead and link this in the description box below, and I put the mica in here, and then so I'm going to go ahead and spray it on top. Doing it this way allows me to feel like I have a little bit more control over where it's going and the thickness of the mica line. See, that was like real quick and I'm done. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wipe down these edges just a little bit because I don't want any of that gold to be on the side of the soap. Okay, so this is done, and now I'm going to move this onto the side and work on the next layer. The next color I'm going to be using is Pink Amaranth, or Amaranth Pink, I think. I don't know, one of them. Pink Amaranth. I'm going to go ahead and leave this in the description box below. This is kind of like my go-to nice pretty pink. Gonna put a pretty hefty amount in there. For this soap, I am soaping a little warmer than normal because I'm trying to get those layers to set up nicely. Okay, so colorants mixed in. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the fragrance oil, stick blend just a bit, and then we're gonna pour. I'm gonna go ahead and use my spatula to kind of break the fall because I don't want to break through as much as possible. I don't think it would at this point because I think it's set up enough that I don't have to break the fall, but I'd rather be safe. And pouring this all on there. Also gonna scrape this out because I won't need it again. Okay, and back to our mica line. For the third layer, I'm going back to the Hollywood pink. I'm just gonna put what's left in here. Scrape it out with my baby spatula. Then I'm gonna put a little bit of titanium dioxide just to lighten up that color a little. Then I'm gonna mix this up, add the fragrance oil, and then go to pouring again. And back to pouring. Just kind of letting it flood over. And for the last layer, with this layer I really want a top that's closer to white but just with the lightest touch of pink. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in some titanium dioxide here. And then I'm gonna use up the rest of this pink amaranth. I'm kind of looking for like a creamy white, but with just like a hint of pink. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and add in the rest of the fragrance oil, and then we're gonna blend, and then that'll be it for no more gold mica lines. And last layer going on now. I'm loving this top layer. I feel like it turned out perfectly, that color. The pink amaranth is a very versatile shade of mica, so it's good for soap because you can get like a lot of different colors with just that one mica. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of bounce this around so that everything gets some. Want it in all the corners. Alrighty, so everything has been banged down. My edges have been cleaned up a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is a little bit of texturing to the top, like nothing too extreme. Do you like my pig spatula? So using this, I'm just gonna kind of run it back and forth over the top, just to get a little bit of texturing there. Okay, so I've got most of them in, so now I'm gonna be placing them a little more strategically to kind of get it full, and I'm also gonna press them down because I want to avoid a whole lot of them popping out when I'm cutting the soap as much as possible. The point of this soap was to kind of have a little bit more of a luxurious looking bar, and I feel like these little gold thingies are really achieving that, so yay! And the outcome, my poor gloves. I'm just going in now and adding just like a tiny bit more texture, just to add to that like creamy luxury feel. I've just made the executive decision to not put glitter on this, even though I really want to. I kind of want the soap to kind of just speak on its own without being crowded with a whole lot of glitter. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this set up for 12 to 24 hours, and we will be back to cut it. Here is a close-up. I'm really loving those gold little cube things, and I'm super excited that I put them on. But yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow for the cut. Hey everyone, we're back to cut the rose gold soap. Here's the top. I really love how like simple the top is, and like the little bit of texturing with the soap chunks. And then on the inside, it just looks so neat. You can see the pink, and then it's like encased in a little bit of gold. It's so much fun. These two here do have some glycerin rivers from the titanium dioxide, but it's not a super big deal. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but there's a really thin gold mica. You can see it most prominently between this dark color and this one. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this chopped. Because of the embeds, I'm turning the soap on its side so none of that gets pushed down. Trying to center this, and then we cut. Okay, let's remove the end pieces and pluck out this one here. And this is what it looks like on the inside. I do like the color palette that we got here. It's really nice. And I love, love, love those soapy chunks in the top. These pinks, they're not like the exact same color as any of the insides, but I kind of like it that way because I feel like it's kind of just like a pop of this really nice bright color when the rest of these are a little more subdued. Oh, we fancy now. The smell is amazing. Anytime I make a soap using Brambleberry's fragrance oils, I use their fragrance oil calculator, I think is what it's called. And it'll tell you exactly how much fragrance oil to use if you want like a light scent, medium, or strong. Generally, I always go with strong, but for this one, because it was such a strong fragrance oil, I decided to go with the medium, and it's still pretty darn strong. I do not know if the camera is picking up that gold mica line. You can see it the most between the darkest layer and this one here. These ones you can't see it as much, I think because the colors are lighter, so it just makes it a little harder to see. But overall, I love the design, and these little gold encrusted embeds up here on the top, obsessed. I need to do this more. I will do this more. Expect to see this more. And that's it for today's video. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye! Anytime I make a soap and then I use Brambleberry's fragrance calculator, anytime I make a soap, I do use Brambleberry's